The Divided City, a day in Barl-Nassau, Barl-Hertog. Hey everyone! What's up? Today we're going on a crazy trip to a place that'll make your brain twist. Ever imagine waking up in the morning and not knowing which country you're in? Well, my friends, that's exactly what happens every day in Barl-Nassau and Barl-Hertog. Wait, you must be thinking, what the heck are those names? Hang on, I'll explain. Barl-Nassau and Barl-Hertog are actually a single city. But here's the wild part. This city belongs to two different countries at the same time. You heard that right. Half is in the Netherlands, half is in Belgium. And when I say half, I'm not talking about a neat division down the middle of the city. It's much crazier than that. Before we dive into this geographical madness, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. Let's go discover the mysteries of this unique city in the world. Morning. Waking up in which country? Imagine this. You wake up, open your bedroom window, and surprise! Depending on which side of the bed you slept on, you might be in the Netherlands or Belgium. That's because in Barl, there are houses that are literally divided by the border. Let's take a walk around the city. Look at the ground. See those white crosses in the middle of the street? They mark the border between the two countries. It's like a giant tic-tac-toe game, only much more complicated. Now, get ready for a mystery. They say some people strategically choose which side of the house to sleep on depending on the laws of each country. Is it true? And if so, what kind of advantage are they looking for? Morning. International breakfast. Let's get some coffee. But it's not that simple. Here in Barl, even that can turn into an international adventure. Picture this. You're having your coffee in a bakery. Half the tables are in Belgium, the other half in the Netherlands. If you sit on the Belgian side, you'll pay in euros. But if you cross to the Dutch side, surprise, you'll also pay in euros. Yeah, folks, both countries use the same currency. But wait, the confusion doesn't stop there. Prices can be different depending on which side you're on. Why? Taxes, my dear. Each country has its own rates. So, you can save a few bucks just by changing tables. Smart, right? But what if the waiter trips and spills your coffee while crossing the border? In which country will he be sued? It's just one of the mysteries we find around here. Afternoon. Double dose shopping. After coffee, how about doing some shopping? But watch out, even this can turn into a surreal experience here in Barl. Imagine a store where you enter through the Dutch door and exit through the Belgian door. Sounds crazy, right? But it's real. There are shops here that are split right down the middle by the border. Now comes the mysterious part. Have you thought about the smuggling possibilities in a city like this? Not that we're suggesting anything, you know? But they say that in the past, when import laws were different, some people were quite creative. And the employees of these stores? Do they need to know the labor laws of both countries? And if you get fired, from which country do you receive unemployment benefits? Afternoon. The mail mystery. Speaking of shopping, what if you want to send a package? Oh, my friend, that's when things get even more interesting. In Barl, you have to pay close attention to the address. Why? Because two neighboring houses can be in different countries. Just imagine the headache for mailmen. But here comes the craziest part. There's an urban legend that says some letters have gone around the world because the address was technically correct, but the country was wrong. Is it true? And there's more. They say some people have used all this confusion to purposely lose some important correspondence. Income tax. What income tax? Must have gotten lost at the border, right? Night. Fun without borders. Night has fallen in Barl, but the fun is just beginning. And guess what? Even the nightlife here is an international adventure. There's a famous bar in the city where the border runs right through the middle. You know what that means. You can order a drink on the Dutch side and drink it on the Belgian side. But be careful, alcohol laws are different in each country. So, depending on where you're sitting, you may or may not be allowed to drink. Now, imagine this scene. You're at a party that starts in the Netherlands and ends in Belgium. Literally. Ever thought about having to ask permission from two different countries just to hold an event? And here comes another mystery. They say some people have strategically positioned parties to get around bar closing times. When it closes on one side, just jump to the other. Is it true or just an urban legend? Early morning. Emergencies without borders. But what if something goes wrong during the night? Calm down. Even emergencies in Barl are a special case. Imagine this. You're feeling sick and call an ambulance. But from which country? Well, it depends on where you are at that exact moment. That's why emergency services from both nations work together here. But what if the accident happens right on the borderline? Which hospital do you go to? And who pays the bill? These are questions that still leave many people scratching their heads around here. There's even a legend about a guy who pretended to be dead right on the borderline just to see what would happen. Is it true? And if so, what was the result of this experiment? One day, 2 countries, 1,000 stories. And so ends our crazy day in Barl Nassau, Barl Hertog. 1 city, 2 names, 2 countries, and thousands of stories to tell. You can see that living here is like being in an eternal geographical puzzle. Every corner hides a mystery, every house holds a curious story. But here's the question, is all this confusion just a historical accident, or is there something more behind it? Is Barl a secret social experiment? Or maybe an interdimensional portal disguised as a city? Jokes aside, Barl shows us that the borders we know aren't always as clear and defined as we think. Sometimes, real life is much crazier than any fiction. So, what did you think of this trip? Can you imagine what it would be like to live in a place like this? Comment below what you thought was the craziest part. Oh, and if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Who knows, maybe we'll pay a personal visit to Barl in a future video. Until next time, folks, stay curious and keep questioning the world around us. After all, you never know what other crazy places we might discover out there. Peace out. Special thanks to the residents of Barl Nassau and Barl Hertog for keeping this fascinating geographical anomaly alive.